There is one tea that I remember that I finally know what is a good tea. One of those is the alisan oolong, and the second one is da Hong Pao. So since that first time I had some of the best da Hong Pao oolong, it just changed what I thought about an oolong is. And since then, I couldn't find anything close to what we've been selling. And recently, I might found something close or might be even better. So let's talk about that real quick. So this beautiful da Hong Pao is made by the same factory or farm. They make our white peony. So they have two divisions. One division is specialized in white tea, and the other division is specialized in rock tea. And for like the last 3 years, I only been liking the white tea and wasn't very impressed with the Wuyi tea. Part of it because it was just not something I like, right? Doesn't mean they don't have good rock tea, I just haven't found the one I like. But they have so many, there's only so many I can try, there's only so many samples they can send it to me. It would be easier if I just go there, which I'm planning to do this coming June. Finally, after trying a lot of the samples, I think this is probably even better than the one I currently carry. Right, so for now I'm just gonna call it Master Wang Da Hong Pao, and it's amazing body, texture, flavor. It's a little bit lighter than the current one we have on the website, but well, you know what? Let's give it a try. I tried this like a couple of months ago, so my memory is a little bit hazy. So let's see how it's gonna taste today. So making Chinese tea is interesting, because most of the time they like their tea really strong. They like to fill up their gaiwan. As you already know, if you follow my channel, I do everything in the gaiwan. And some rock tea, it's probably better if you use like a yixing teapot, but I like to use gaiwan. If it tastes good in the gaiwan, then it's gonna taste great in a yixing teapot. That's part of the reason why I use the gaiwan. So Taiwanese tea, Japanese tea, very precise. A lot of Chinese tea, the big leaf, even though yeah, you can measure them to play around, but often to look at the quality, you just want to like fill that thing up, right? Fill the gaiwan all the way up. So that's how we're gonna do it today, right? Doesn't mean that's the only method, but that's how I'm gonna do it today. That's how I'm gonna test how bitter it is, how astringent it is. All right, I'm gonna use boiling water, and we're going to like steep it really quick, and let's see how does it feel. Right, first step, same thing, just heat it up. Now, just for, you know, just to see how much tea leaf, even though normally a lot of them, they just pack these things. This is about 3 grams. I'm gonna put more. I'm thinking to put like 7 grams, which is quite a lot, right? Especially for one person. Oh, look at that, 8 grams. So 8 grams. Doesn't mean you should do it this way, right? For your own, I will probably do 3 grams to 4 grams, unless if you're planning to drink all day, right? Boiling, rinse very quick. You can already smell this sweet roast to it. Super nice. Very strong, even the rinse. Chinese people don't drink the rinse. I'm Chinese, but I drink the rinse. So, oh, looks super nice. This is just the rinse. It's already really, really strong. And look at how much tea we're making here. That's about 8 grams. That's insane, right? It's like completely open. It's kind of cool though, because I want you to see close up how much water you put. It's really kind of like fill up this whole thing. Like 1, 2, 3, about 4 seconds, 5 seconds, right? So barely any room, barely any room for the water. This method is foolproof because you don't really think about how long you steep them. It just like goes in, goes out, Now, if your tea is not very good, it can get really, really too strong. Very good, very sweet. Most of the time for rock tea, the rinse is actually the sweetest part. So often when it cools down, it's actually become almost like an iced tea, once that's like the iced tea kind of feel. What I mean by that is if you just cool it down, this rinse, and don't drink it right away, which is, some people call it the zero brew, it brings this special sweetness, especially when it cools down. So definitely give it a try. If you care about throwing the rinse, then you can feed it to your tea pads. But otherwise, cool it down, have a separate pitcher, and when it become kind of like chill, it's just much sweeter for some reason. All right, because I just had the rinse, so now this is actually the first infusion. Now with this type of tea, the second and third infusion is normally the best. Yeah, so even with 8 grams, which is really, really strong, for a lot of Hong Pao, they can get really bitter in a way. It's too powerful, even for somebody that likes things really strong. Sometimes it might be too much for them, and so far I don't see that way. It really coats your tongue. The texture is really smooth. If this is a bit too powerful for you and you still want to do this kind of style, so what you can do is reduce the temperature from 205 to 195. This is about almost boiling. So let's do that. Let's do that on the second infusion and see what's the difference. Because for me, I think this is amazing. It's just enough strength that you get that tiny bitter of like bitterness, but lots of like aftertaste. Really good body, really good texture. I care a lot about body and texture, especially when it comes to like premium tea, right? It has like I will say, it has like a tiny little bit of kind of like sourness. I was like very little bit, but I'm expecting that gonna goes away by the second infusion. So let's see. So lower temperature, 195 degree right now. Beautiful. And same thing, we're going to just pour it out immediately. So you can see the color is a bit lighter. Let's see. Yeah. So for most of you, probably will prefer this kind of temperature, 195. Now keep in mind, when they test the quality of the tea, they often want to make it really strong. And at the farm, they actually never even pour it out. They just put 3 grams, put in bowl, fill up the water, and then you just use a scoop and to test them really all day. And you're not testing just one tea, you're testing like 8 tea at a time. So I feel like your palate changes after a while. You know, you like things more and more stronger over time, where most of you are not going to be drinking that strong, right? And especially they only drink rock tea. Where somebody like me, I'm drinking Japanese tea or like Taiwanese tea, which is like much lighter. So my palate have to adapt constantly. So I can appreciate something strong like this, especially this is a really good quality. Even when you make it really strong, it doesn't give you that awful aftertaste. And this is still really amazing, even pack it like 8 grams, as you can see. At home, just do about 4 grams for you, okay? I'm doing 8 grams to see, to basically make it their style and see how it is. And I can definitely feel the texture, the body, strong, powerful, but not that awful. It's just a bit intense. Like this tea is very drunky. So it's going to be very hard to concentrate after doing this tea, honestly. But yeah, it's amazing, even even when you pack like this much. I'm going to do 2 more infusions. Same thing, 195 on the 3rd infusion, but the 4th infusion, I'm gonna see if I can boil it with boiling water again. Because I think 195 is, most people is going to like 195. It has just this buttery kind of smooth, which is kind of incredible for Wuyi tea, because a lot of Wuyi tea are, I would say, a bit dry, you know. So, but this one is just nice texture for charcoal oolong, to be honest with you. Now, this tea is not currently on the website yet. It will be available for the tea club, and then eventually I'm going to put them online. All right, same thing. So if you're using this kind of method, 8 grams, 195, oh my God, you can do this like probably like 15, 20 times. If you only do 4 grams, you probably can get 8 to 10 times, right? Very, very fast. I'm gonna raise the temperature to boiling now. This has like really powerful energy as soon as you drink them. And what I like about this farm too, they don't normally use any pesticides, so it's very clean. So when you drink it, you don't feel like any intensity feeling to it. It's pretty incredible. It's very intense. Very, very smooth. And a bit floral. That's like, remind me a little bit of, I will say like rose, that kind of floral. All right, now it's boiling, as you can see. And we're gonna see if the color make a big difference. Same thing, goes in, goes out. Don't really think about it too much, right? And anytime you pack this tea so much, you wanna make sure when you pour it out that all the water, you pour it out, because otherwise that water is just gonna sitting at the bottom of your gaiwan. And this is already really a lot, like a lot of tea to begin with. And if you have like some water just sitting around, then it's just gonna keep steeping that tea, and then it's gonna make it too powerful. And it's gonna be hard to control the flavor better of the tea. Wow, you know, the first infusion might be a bit strong for a lot of people, but by the 4th infusion with boiling, it's actually have the perfect balance between the strength and the sweetness. The complexity just all comes out. This is actually my favorite brew right now. 4th infusion with boiling water. And remember earlier when the first brew, I told you that there's that like tiny little bit kind of like sourness or like acidity. It's not there now. It's completely gone, as I expected, right? Because you have to go through this first couple infusion, and then especially if you make it really strong. But I definitely do not feel that now. And this is my favorite brew right now, and I can't wait for like the 5th brew, honestly. So even though I say we're just gonna do 4 infusions, we're gonna do 1 more infusion with boiling water. And you can feel it here on your throat, just like this nice cooling sensation. Same thing, very, very nice. The color might seem light, but it's still lots of flavor. I can at least get probably 8 more brews minimum. You can see the color, beautiful color. So this is the 5th infusion, also with boiling water. Man, every time you steep this tea, just keep giving you a new depth, a new flavor profile. So who is this tea for? People that like strong roasted tea for sure. If you are living in an area where there is like, much lower temperature environment, colder area, definitely gonna love this. I remember having this for the first time when it was like, I think it was like this type of tea when I was in Portland, and it was like really, really cold at that time. And when you drink this, something about it, the tea have to match with where you drink to. If it's like summer, really, really hot, this might not be the best tea. But if it's like cold room, in your room, it's like your AC, it's like blazing strong, or great with a lot of spicy food, a lot of like spicy, oily Chinese food is also great for that. Also great for like just socializing. Not great for summer when it's hot, when it's like, when you just want to drink a lot of water. I don't think this is the kind of tea for you to drink that time. But other than that, evening tea, the caffeine is pretty nice. It makes you feel relaxed, socializing with a lot of people. If you're drinking, planning to drink for like, at least 1 hour to 2 hours with your friend, this is definitely a good tea to do that too. Everybody will enjoy this, and you can at least minimum get 14 brew out of this tea if you pack it at 8 grams. But for you, I will probably just brew like about 4 grams is more than enough. But overall, this is the Master Wang Da Hong Pao. Other than that, thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something. This is Da Hong Pao. The Chinese name is Big Red Robe. Oolong is a rock tea from Wuyi Mountains, China. If you enjoyed this video, please put a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already so. Other than that, see you again until the next video. Bye.